Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
All right, and thank you very much for joining us for this episode of Bone Throwers Theater. We are playing Swords Without Master. We left off with you all running into a clearing, and I believe Randall, played by
Jeff,
was first.
I'm Jeff. I play Randall Prouse, the wizard with the lantern.
This is Johnny playing Minkus Furhaven.
Minkus.
And this is Jeremy playing Rindesh Tel.
Yes.
Whose hammer is doing weird things.
Yes.
Like burning his flesh.
Like burning and twisting.
And shimmying all over.
It's because Shadow's gone.
Twist it.
Bop it.
Bop it. Burn it.
So anyway, you all were being chased from the clearing where you had spent the night, and you had gathered the feather of a snow white raven, and you were being chased by an ornithopter full of blood elves into a clearing. When you got to the clearing, this was supposed to have a tree that was going to be a place of refuge for you all.
Yes. It's a very, very large towering tree that covers a lot of space with its branches.
Let's go there. We'll be safe. Full of blood elves.
Yeah, there's a blood
Not my
elf.
fault.
I should have known.
There was a blood elf
Should've
encampment
known.
in the actual tree itself. We were in the middle of that scene last
I
time.
can tear it down.
That was a perilous phase. You were the ones who rolled the dice last, isn't that correct?
Yes, I
Jeff?
rolled the dice last and got stymied.
Yes, so
And the ornithopter thing.
you were firing
I was
at it.
trying to knock it down and it kept going, but with some complications to it.
Okay.
Now it's breathing smoke out its sides and wandered off course a little bit.
You start to hear shouting coming from the settlement. It seems that they've noticed that one of their ornithopters is in trouble. And it seems that blood elves riding giant eagles start flying out of the... Why are you looking at them like that?
It's my job to free them.
They start leaving the new town and are flying towards you all.
We did get separated.
Yes, well, they're flying towards you.
Ah.
Your hammer is burning, but it starts to feel like it's tugging you forward. Like how are you holding it? Just go ahead and describe that for me.
Well, since we are now in the tree cover, it's not tucked under anything, so it was be just holding it as if I was about to swing it.
Okay.
So.
It starts pulling your arm out and pulling towards the tree that has the Blood Elf settlement in it.
Okay.
You start hearing a voice in your head speaking in the language that you heard the Blood Elves speaking before.
How come you always hear voices in your head?
I don't know.
Every game we play, you hear voices in your head.
It's because Jeremy's a madman.
Not in Terra Proximus, I didn't hear voices.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
They were all from
Burntail.
Burntail.
Well, I mean, that's not like ominous voices. That's what was coming from a specific person. That's how they communicated. This is not like, oh, there's no one around you. You hear voices! Like Grand Renner.
No, that's true.
Even our fiasco.
Well, yes. I heard Johnny's voice in my head.
Yes. Unfortunately, we did not record that.
No, we should have.
I'm sad that you guys didn't, because I wasn't there for that one.
Alright, anyway. Continue. Tension building.
Oh, yeah. It starts pulling your arm forward and then up towards the settlement, and your feet begin scraping against the air as you are getting pulled up into the air.
When you land, you can swing your hammer in a circle by, and then we'll fly.
I roll, and oh no, I get glum.
You get glum. You
But
stymied.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
These stymied. Oh, they could be frantic then.
If you so choose.
Yeah.
Was it like once per turn? That you,
Yeah.
No, it's whenever it doubles rolled.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we'll be frantic instead of glum. You're
All
still
right.
stymied, but
Still stymied, which means
a bad thing.
What you were going to do doesn't quite succeed the way you thought it would. Like running.
well,
Like trying to stay on the ground.
yeah. My initial thought was, yeah, okay, fine, take me to the tree. That's where I wanted to go anyway. Because I did not know that it was a Blood Elf settlement.
Yes.
Because I was not there with Randall.
You start seeing, but as you're like entering the settlement and starting to fly through the air, you start to see the eagles carrying blood elves flying towards you from the settlement.
Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter what I say to do. I wanted to stay on the ground. I didn't stay on the ground.
You might have to use your wine filled with blood. Because remember when you got your blood on it, it lessened the effect.
That is true. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I take out that pouch
Okay.
and I sprinkle some of Shadow's blood on the hammer.
Okay. Your feet begin hitting the dirt as you start sinking closer to the ground.
We're still not frantic.
We're still in frantic. Minkus, you start feeling all of the standard wildlife of the forest, the web of life that surrounds the entirety of existence. You start to feel it fleeing away from the clearing as you are running. You are the third that is running, and you start to feel like all of the insects, all of the birds, except a few large ones, all of the deer and the rabbits and all of the standard woodland creatures start fleeing away from.
What about the predatory creatures?
Some of those are fleeing, but some of the nastier ones, the ones that have the worst reputations, are staying behind.
Mountain lions. Raccoons.
Trash pandas.
Bees.
Yeah.
They're not predators.
They all flee. The bees fly far, far away. What you call it? Yeah, forever.
jovial.
But it's also immoral.
Moral? Why are you rolling all the morals?
Because they're your dice. So they're all low when we roll them and high when you roll them.
It's not true.
Yeah, sometimes when he's a guardian, he rolls a 1.
Yes, but when he's a monster, he never does. So, I continue to run through the clearing, encouraging the animals to flee the danger.
Okay.
When I get to the clearing, I see the eagles, and I call out to them, "Why do you help those who want to harm your families?"
Because they feed us, they say, as as one flies down and scoops you up.
The forest provides for you plenty.
It's not really listening at this point. It's flying you back towards the settlement in the trees.
I tell it, you need to stop these enemies of nature. They're burning the forest, eliminating the sources of food for you. Even they will not be able to feed you if they continue with their actions.
All things eliminate the food source of another.
They're eliminating food source for all.
Glum.
Glum. I'm cutting in. My character
You see,
Randall.
Minkus,
being taken up.
being flying away, and also you see, Rindesh, like struggling to stay on the ground as his hammer seems to be pulling him up into the air.
I'm going to use a powerful, precise strike to put a fracture in the branch that the colony is hanging from,
Okay.
close to the tree. So
You realize that if you do this, the tree will die because it is glum.
Do I realize this after I put the fracture in there?
Yep.
Too late now.
Oh, by the way, my moral was food breeds loyalty.
So what you're saying is you should feed your teammates.
Yeah, apparently.
Quote
Isn't
by,
that what I do to you guys?
Quote by Brother Benedict.
Oh, Angel's Guard. Such a good campaign. So, you all still have the dice. So this scene of perilous is going to continue. And you hear this, and this huge tearing noise as the limb just separates from the tree, and it pulls. It actually, the weight of the settlement is so much that it starts pulling a huge strip of the whole tree down to the heart of the trunk, just pulling it down, and you can tell, like, you can see this sap just oozing out of the tree, and you can tell that it is a mortal wound to the tree. But at the same time, the settlement is crashing to the ground.
Goal accomplished.
Like, how far down does the...
75 feet.
Oh, 75.
That's it?
Oh, no, like how far down the tear in the...
Oh! It goes all the way down to the ground.
All the way down? Okay. That's what I was hoping for.
Ooh.
I'm gonna try it.
Ooh. Intrigue.
Intrigue.
I like your thought process.
Go for it.
Well, I want to see what is going on first. Build tension. Build tension. I'm holding the dice. Build tension.
Let me talk.
Build
then.
it.
So as it hits the ground, you start hearing like this shriek of agony coming from the tree, and from the settlement. Excuse me.
I was like, from the tree? Maybe I don't want to do this.
You can tell that there are a lot of injured blood elves, but a significant portion starts coming out, and the eagles start dive bombing you all, trying to pull the rest of you up off the ground. So for Randall and Rindesh,
All right, interrupting.
that's a
Jovial.
You go,
What's a hammer?
I'm gonna try something.
Please do.
Okay.
I'm charging towards the trunk of the tree,
Okay.
and I am going to thrust the hammer into the sap of the tree.
Okay. Go ahead and describe what happens,
Please do.
because you were successful in your rolling, and
Okay.
it's below. It's not below a 3, so it's not. You're not stymied.
So, as I thrust it in, I just feel like an energy that comes through the handle and like up my arm, and I pull it back out and I turn around to face a large group of blood elves rushing towards me, and I just yell, "Bring it on!" And the sound that comes out of my voice, out of my mouth, is enough to send them staggering backwards.
Deep, sonorous, groaning sounds like a tree moving in the winds.
that was very well descriptive.
What Jeff said.
Applause. You'd get a hero point if we were playing Mini Six. Yes. All right. So what you feel is the ground begins to shake underneath all of you.
Not me.
You're tumbling through the air because the sound wave that has erupted from Rindesh is enough to cause like a force, like an air push, like you're breaking the sound barrier.
Shockwave.
Shockwave.
So I'm tumbling through air, but the eagles still have a hold of me.
That's a good question. You do see the ground rushing up towards you, and the rest of you are like seeing this earthquake. Like you're feeling this, like
Seeing the ground
the
ripple.
ground, yeah, just rising up and falling just like the natural waves of the ocean. And the settlement, the Blood Elves settlement that had been built into the tree like a giant oriole's nest, is just disintegrating. And in the center of it is a giant gold and ruby encrusted pillar that runs from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is what their city is built around.
In the words of Rocket, I'm getting that pillar.
But the ground is fast approaching your face. Or vice versa.
Am I still surrounded by bird claws is my question.
Yes, you are surrounded by bird claws. It also, like, they're like trying to grab a hold of you with their wings and like twist in midair to keep from hitting the ground to themselves. They're trying to course correct and go back up into the air.
Well, I'm gonna let them do that.
So, as they are doing this course correction, you feel one claw, and then another talon, and then nothing, as you are spinning head over heels directly towards
How
the
far,
weeping willow.
how far from the ground am I?
25 feet.
Ooh. That's enough to break bones.
Towards the
A
weeping
lot.
willow?
Yes.
And
All right. And you are going. You're going about 30 miles an hour.
Oh look, I got a pair of threes.
You are stymied.
No. I thought we weren't supposed to die in this.
You can die at your own discretion.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be frantic.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense.
All right, falling quickly towards my head first collision with a weeping willow.
Spiral.
Regardless, I'm falling quickly towards a weeping willow, and I try to spread myself out, slow my descent like a skydiver.
Okay.
But I realize I'm very close to the ground for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little too close.
But I want to just slow myself down enough, and like just so I can control the fall.
Okay.
You know, just spread myself out so I can try to control the fall a little bit, so that as I get closer to the weeping willow, I can grab with my arms and legs.
Okay. It's
25 feet is not
Far at all.
not far at all.
No.
I can walk that in 10 steps.
Yes, I know.
And you're going 30 miles an hour.
Yes, I know.
That means you have a split second to do anything.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm stymied.
yeah.
So, I grab a hold of the branch of the weeping willow, and because of my speed and the shape of a weeping willow, I slide straight down the branches to the ground, ripping shreds into my arms
And other things.
Face, belly,
and being in severe pain in my legs and
weeping legs.
Blood everywhere.
yes, my blood is all over the place, and I start screaming in pain.
Yes, I would imagine you would.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam and the willows don't strip off my face.
That's what I expected, Jeremy.
So, your hammer is incredibly attracted towards this giant gold and ruby encrusted pillar.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have a loop on the handle?
Yes.
No. So it is like, it feels like it's going to pull your hand off as you are holding on to it, but the pressure on your wrist is just so much that it's dragging you along. You fall into the ground and you're being dragged along the ground, and it's doing these waves.
The ground.
Yes, because of the amount of force from your voice. It set off these waves, and you can see chunks of the ground just separating into giant rifts, and some of the elves that are on the ground, the blood elves on the ground, are falling into that, but more and more seem to be taken to the air as eagles are flying in from everywhere, just swooping down and allowing the blood elves to jump onto their backs. And so you're flying towards this pillar, and you can see at the very top of it, it looks like a blood gem. which will collect. They collect blood and they pour over this gem, and that is what actually powers all of their technology and all of their ability for one of their cities.
Ooh, smash that.
Smash that.
No, don't smash it.
Grab that.
Smash it with your hammer.
I'm not gonna smash it. Glum. So, I'm going to use one of my feats
Okay.
and change it to jovial.
Okay.
Which my jovial feat is I brag about the destruction my hammer is about to deal
Oh yeah.
without restraint. So I'm picturing this. The ground is waving.
Okay.
I'm flying through the air. As the ground waves, I'm going to catch one of the crests of the wave with my feet and just launch myself even faster towards the top of that pillar.
Okay.
And then as I'm flying towards that pillar, I'm just going to smash the hammer right below that gem.
You have to.
I have to cross that off. Yeah.
Well, you got to.
Brag about the destruction.
Yeah, brag about it.
Look at this, Mom.
Just yell down to the elves that are still there. Your gem is mine.
If you can catch it. If you can catch it. It starts to spin end over end like a football that has popped out of the arms of its carrier. And it's just...
Ooh, jovial.
What are you doing, Jeff?
I am going to pull the gem towards myself
Okay.
with my magics.
With your magic.
So I hoist my lantern high and make a gesture like pulling it towards me and be like, "Come on!"
It's tumbling end over end, and all of a sudden it like starts moving with purpose, and it goes and lashes right onto the face of the lamp of your
Lashes right onto your face.
yeah. No,
The lantern.
yeah.
Have you guys seen that really old movie Aliens?
Now, can I still use my hero feat thing?
Yes.
I'm going to change it to Glum.
Okay. Done.
And I'm going to cast the shadow that falls from the brim of my hat out upon our enemies, instilling fear in them, and forcing that fear with them having the knowledge that we now own their blood ruby.
And you can tell that the eagles are taking them, and they are telling the eagles to fly them back over the Gash of Sorrows and return them to the main kingdom of the Blood Elves. The ground settles back to normal, slowly but surely, and the tree immediately starts to wither. You can see
All the leaves start
the
falling.
leaves falling around you. And there are all these shades of gold and red in a ruddy brown as they just settle to the ground around you.
I think that we need to get out from under this foliage because it will smother us. Not even joking. This is a vast tree.
Yeah.
Well, we had just come under the edge of it. Well,
Yeah.
well,
No, you went to the heart of it.
well
No,
the big.
because he went back out towards the edge.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And
I'm weeping at the willow.
we pretty much reached the ending, so we can go ahead and...
Collect our other compatriot.
Yeah.
Deliver our blood, elven blood magic.
Yep, you can head back towards the city of 1,000 windowless rooms and deliver that to the northern woman, Morwenna. And we'll go ahead and call that a game. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means that you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is @bonethrowerstheater, and also you can look us up on Facebook and Google+. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.